Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the Fall 2025 New Jersey Film Festival Filmmaker Q&A series. We've been doing Q&A series since the pandemic back in 2020, and we've interviewed hundreds of filmmakers from around the world. And today we have a filmmaker who's based in France, in Paris, and we're going to be talking about his film, Welcome to Japan, which is a feature in the next few minutes. But I wanted to let you know that our film festival will be taking place between September 5th and October 10th, mostly on Fridays and Sundays. There are a couple of Saturday screenings, but we usually stay away from the Saturdays because of the football games. And our festival is still a hybrid, which means that we will be showing the films for 24 hours online starting at 12 midnight Eastern USA time. And it's available for viewing anytime during that day. And then there are also a series of in-person screenings as well. If you'd like to check out our festival, you can go to njfilmfest.com. And when you get to our homepage, you just click on where it says New Jersey Film Festival Fall 2025, and you click on that red button on the bottom that says tickets/info, and that'll send you right to our website. And at the end of this Q&A, I'll show you how you can buy tickets and navigate our site. Today we have Noé Benifla, who is actually a former student of mine as well. And I didn't know he was a filmmaker, which is kind of funny. And then assistant director of the film festival, Morgan Klambach, is here. And I didn't know she knew Noé either. So it's kind of really cool that it's full circle. So we'll be peppering Noé about his film for the next few minutes. Welcome, Noé. It's nice to see you again, and welcome to the program. How are you?
Nice to see you. Well, I'm very glad to be here. Thank you for having me, and yeah, I'm glad to see you guys.
I mean, your first film is a feature-length film. It's a kind of odyssey, which stars yourself, and I think you have a really great presence on screen. And your film is about an archivist who's on his way to the United States, and he leaves his papers, his passport, I guess, and stuff in the rental car. And this throws him in a complete chaos where he's on an odyssey throughout the streets of Paris for one evening. And yeah, so tell us how this project came to be.
Um, well, actually, the first screenplay I wrote about this Odyssey, about this story, was in, I guess, 2022, I think.
Mm,
I wrote a first screenplay that was kind of garbage, but that was, I mean, all right. They had like the whole structure of the film. And I think I don't remember where I threw it, but I think I threw it. And we actually I did a short film about 2 or 3 years ago that was kind of a fail, I would say. I mean, I wasn't really happy about it,
mm,
and I think we thought like, okay, we didn't do the film we wanted to do.
mm,
We were kind of disappointed about ourselves. And we thought, okay, I mean, I think to prove ourselves something, we thought, okay, we're gonna try something bigger and harder, and I don't know, to just make something that will serve as a sort of resume, I think, because
mm,
I mean, I figured out that I hadn't had anything to show to people when I said, yeah, I make films. What kind of movie do you do? I don't know. I just write screenplay. It's kind of not enough, I guess, in this world to show. So
mm,
I thought, okay, I might try to, yeah, do something, a feature. It sounded great. And I thought, okay, I might take back this old screenplay I had and rewrite it in a more, in a better way.
mm,
And so, I think I wrote the screenplay during the summer of 2023.
mm,
I talked about it with the great man who produced this film, Ryan Gissous.
mm,
And so I was like, okay, would you like to do it with me? He was like, yeah, of course. And we started working with the project end of 2023. We shot it all throughout 2024 2004, and it came out. I mean, we finished the film in 2025 January, I think. So yeah, m most of the reasons that we did this film was to have a sort of cool resume, something to show and be like, I can make films.
Hmm.
And that was a cool revenge of the on that old short film that was kind of a failure. So we thought, okay, we're gonna do something cool.
Is it all scripted, or there seems to be a lot of improvisation as well? Is that something that
Well,
is true, or is it all scripted?
there was about 80 pages of screenplay. There was, I mean, there's a lot of improvisations on the scenes in the streets.
Hmm.
You know, the sort of wandering moments where I wander in the street of Paris. I would say that most of, I mean, it kind of depends of the which scene because there's scenes where the structure and the lines were very kind of the same on the screenplay. For
Hmm.
example, the scene in the house with the dining scene with
Hmm.
the old lady and the young guy who
Right.
was a prostitute. It was mostly written. I guess kind of most of the lines were in the screenplay.
Hmm.
But in on the other hand, the one scene with this guy who loves to play you know the I don't know how to say it in English, you know the crazy guy on the
Hmm.
bus booth, you know. This was mostly improvisation, so
Hmm.
it depends on people how they were happy to improvise, and but yeah, I mean, I
I mean, the
don't,
people
yeah,
that you bump into on the
it kind
street,
of,
are they part of your film? Like at the very beginning, when he's wandering the streets looking for a place to stay, and he bumps into this guy who shows him his chest. Is that somebody that was part of your film as an actor, or is that somebody that you ran into on the street while you were filming?
yeah, that's an actor. Actually, this one scene was supposed to be much longer. It was a
Hmm.
whole scene of like 2 minutes where he do magic tricks and like
Right,
yeah,
the magic
okay.
tricks.
But we cut it
You
because it
cut it.
wasn't working well on the editing. Yeah,
Morgan, your turn.
Great. First of all, congratulations. Second of all, as Al mentioned, you wrote and acted in this and directed in this. Can you talk about your experience, like how like handling all that, especially within like a feature?
bad experience. That was kind of hard. I mean, that wasn't a bad experience at all, but it ended up in something that I'm very proud of that film. I think it's great, but the only problem I faced during editing was that okay, so I wrote it, I play it, I direct it, and I edit it. It's way too much of one vision, and I
Hmm.
thought the problem is that uh, um, it's gonna be yeah, it's just a one-way film with everything is only me. And so I had a problem in editing where I figured out that I wasn't so much happy about being that focused. But well, the film is really focused on me, and I thought it was. I mean, it could have been better, I think, if we had an actor, a real actor that would have changed the character because the character was exactly the same on the screenplay, and I believe that. I mean, I think a great actor is a person that will just take someone in a screenplay and that will change it to do something even even more beautiful. And so I was kind of sad to not do this treatment with this character because it was the most important character of the film, and I don't think we it's the it it lacks of substance, I think. So that's my little problem, but I mean I'm okay
I
with
don't,
it and
I
I
think you
accept
sell
it and I
I
think it's
think you
still
sell I think you sell yourself short. I think you're captivating on the screen. I told you that when I first emailed you. You have an excellent
stop
you have
it
an
now, come
excellent
on.
presence on the screen, and we're interested in the plight that you go through. And I mean, I know you've seen 2001. I think it is a kind of odyssey, and that you said you used the word, which I was going to use myself, and I think it's about getting back home, right? And yet you encounter these various characters as you're making your way, trying to find your way in Paris. And so I think, so why Welcome to Japan as the title?
Oh, well, it's a song title.
Mm,
At the end of the film, the song is called "Welcome to Japan." It was already existing,
mm.
and I thought it was sounding great. So I
So
thought,
as like a
yeah,
foreign land, your own country as a foreign land, was that the
yeah,
idea?
exactly. And it's the opposite of America. Japan is on the other side. So I
Yeah,
thought
yeah, that's
because
right.
the whole film is kind of about changing thing opposite to opposite. So I thought I'm not welcomed. It's not Japan. Welcome to Japan. I think, yeah.
I love the soundtrack too, and I think the jazz opening, and I wondered if you did get the rights to the band's song, and not, it doesn't matter for our film festival. I think as a kind of student project,
You got to see that with the producer. I don't know.
it's okay, no problem. But I mean, I love the score. I think it also propels the narrative really well. Was that something that was difficult to figure out which pieces you were going to use where and when?
Well, first of all, thank you. I think because there's most of the film is additional songs. It's already existing music,
Hmm.
and there's a bit of soundtrack. We recorded it in like 4 hours in a studio, so it was very short, but
Yeah,
all the kind of moments with cells and saxophones are at the beginning,
right,
kind
right.
of experimental music was,
Yeah.
but most of the film was yeah with created songs,
Hmm.
and I think. I well, I think first thing is we used already existing songs because we hadn't had the money to do real soundtrack,
Hmm.
and I think it was easier. And again, kind of a jukebox film was I think it was working with that kind of story,
Hmm.
and it's kind of a pop. Um, it it gave the Odyssey you're talking about. I think it gave a sort of yeah pop feature with all those bands from the 2000s, also new things, also 1970s stuff. So it's kind of a whole, and also it's mostly American songs. And I think
Hmm.
because in his head the character is kind of dreaming about this whole American phantasm, and
Hmm.
he's hearing those songs the whole throughout his whole night. So I think it was a good way to make United States songs and United States presence in the future with this soundtrack.
Where he's longing to be, yes. And eventually you will be there. That's kind of funny too, because there's a lot of autobiography in your script also, I have a feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
for
the funny
sure.
thing is that the first public screening of the film was in New York, actually. I wasn't
Mm.
there, but uh, so and New Jersey. So thanks again. You're making this film proud.
Yeah, no problem. Morgan, go ahead. We have time for a few more questions.
Great. I think one of the things that I most enjoyed about the film is like the color that you have in it, especially with like the yellows and blues. I was wondering if you could also talk about like that process of like going about coloring like such a film that has like all these different types.
Um, so the we shot the film without any lights or anything. So it was kind of difficult to figure out how we could give this film a real original feature, real original image.
Mm,
So I think most of it is from when we shot the film. We hadn't had any lights or anything, so we kind of grabbed everything in the screen we could use to have lights. So it's red lights or anything that could come in the in the field of the screen, and we actually we found our colorist very lately in the process.
Mm.
We struggled to find someone, and we find a great guy, Oscar Portois, who did the whole colorization of the in a very short time. So thanks again to him. It was very it wasn't easy at all, and we gave him the whole film. We were like, okay, you gotta make it feel cool and gritty and kind of. I remember the only real reference I gave him was John Cassavetes' film Killing of a Chinese Bookie,
Mm.
because I kind of liked the lights, that were in it, this blurry lights from cars and stuff, you know.
Mm.
So as yeah, just watch it and do whatever you can do with it. I want something that is odd and yeah, I think he did a really terrific job because the raw material was very, very hard to deal with because it was very raw. We shot it with like a really shitty camera, a Nikon. I don't remember the exact Nikon we used, but very bad, really bad photographic camera. But I mean, that's what is great with films and stuff. You can do whatever because the energy of the film is a very wild. It's like a jungle, so the image is very wild and the colors are very, I guess, wild again. I don't know. It's but yeah, I mean,
They kind of an underground feel. I mean, it's a kind of dark film, and
yeah.
I think it's the gritty. You use the word gritty. I think it definitely has that too. But it's a very urban film, and I like that. Then we go into these dark spaces, whether it be with at the party or where you hook up with the transsexual. And I think all of these images are really, really strong and knowing that Cassavetes was an influence makes very perfect sense because I think your film has a documentary feel to it. Even though it's scripted, it seems like you're following somebody who's going through the situation. So it feels very real.
Yeah, I think, well, most of those improvised sequences were when we wandered all throughout the city. I remember
Yeah.
we did this whole tours of Paris during the night, and we were just walking through the streets and trying to grab interesting stuff. There was just me and François Gosselin, who's the DOP and who plays Shakespeare, the drag queen.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're just trying to find the vivid heart of Paris. And we found some great things, especially in Pigalle because there's a fight, there's people talking to me, there's all those lights. Um, so yeah, I agree. Underground, gritty energy with documentary approach.
Mm-hmm.
So again, John Cassavetes for sure. Yeah.
Did you have any trouble shooting, like at the airport, or were there any issues while you were shooting where oh, you can't film here, or that kind of stuff that were obstacles to you making your film?
We thought we would because a lot of stuff well, I guess 90% of the movie is not legal because well, it's mostly streets and stuff.
Mm.
Thank God no one ever bothered us with
Mm.
it.
Mm.
I think airport was kind of my first fear during the pre-production because I really wanted the film to begin in a airport.
Right.
And so I started trying to find a possibility to shoot it, and I found this great deal with French airports. I mean, Parisian airports. They give you free permission to shoot
Mm.
if you don't shoot more than 2 hours with not more than three people and not a lot of stuff. But it was at night, so we bring about 10 or 15 people and a lot of stuff, and we stayed for like 5 hours or three
Right.
hours, I don't remember. But so it never was really illegal. It was just sometimes not like again the forest scene with the fire was
Mm.
again it's absolutely not permitted. But I mean, there's a
Guerrilla filmmaking at its best. Guerrilla film.
exactly that was a yeah, exactly, and that's I think that's one of the few things I'm the most proud of with that film is that we could be in prison in some way. I mean, so it's great.
Morgan, you get to ask the last question.
Great. I think one of the coolest things about the film as well
Oh, Morgan, you're
is
breaking up.
like the range of
Uh-oh.
characters that your
Our first technical
character
issue.
Elvis, like your,
I
oh
don't think we
no.
could understand that, Morgan.
Can
You
you hear me
broke up
now?
on us. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
we can hear
okay.
you.
You're a little frozen, but we can hear you. Yeah, it's very strange. Do you want to
Can you
blurt
hear
it
me
out one
now?
more time?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, try
Okay.
again.
Um, I was wondering if you could talk about your process of writing all the different characters that Elvis speaks with and has these experiences with.
Hmm, good question.
Uh, um, I I think I tried to have a lot of different kinds of people from very different areas. Um, they're all kind of crazy in some ways.
Hmm,
Uh, and they're all also because the film tries to figure out, all those alternatives, characters, how people work in that kind of crazy connected world with I think I wanted to find only weird characters because I wanted them all to be connected in some ways and to show how people are kind of the same. Uh, I mean, um, how can I say it? The example of the character of Corridor Nestor, the guy who's talking about water, and it's absolutely like the dialogue is about absolutely nothing. We don't have any informations. We don't know anything about this man. It's just really pure. I don't know what it is, but the only thing we can find with this person and the only interesting thing is that his details, he has like a little tie with umbrellas in it. He has all this, it's a feature, and I think my goal was to, I mean, I don't know if it was my goal, but looking back at it, because I wrote it in a very natural and I mean, I haven't asked a lot of questions to myself, but I think now that I might try to find uh, pure beauty in very intoxicated people
hmm,
that are intoxicated by a lot of features and a lot of different things, but you can find sometimes in their eyes something that is that connected all of them. They're very natural people in some ways. They don't give a fuck. So
hmm.
that's what I wanted to find in those characters. I'm not sure it was really clear and clever what I said, but you know.
No, I think I think it's perfect because you are kind of making your way and you run into these various individuals and it kind of calibrates your own. I think you say when you're in the car at the very beginning, why am I here? And it's a very existential question. And I think of your film somehow as a kind of Bildungsroman. The country boy comes to the city and he kind of discovers himself, or a Pilgrim's Progress, or something like that. So
It's a remake of Midnight Cowboy, yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
something like that too.
It's and Shakespeare is my Dustin Hoffman, of course, yeah.
Oh my God. Yes, very, very much a connection. Okay, folks, so now's the time to share screen. And so this is how you can buy tickets. Let's see. All right. So normally you would go to njfilmfest.com and everything normally would have been here pre-pandemic, but after the pandemic, we partnered with Eventive, who is our streaming provider, And we are still a hybrid festival, which means that the film is usually shown online and in person. We do have a series of online shows just online, and Noé's film is one of those. But the way to find out more about our festival is to click on this red button underneath New Jersey Film Festival Fall 2025. And once you do that, our film festival website opens up. This is the welcome page. And the basic information here about the screenings, sponsors, and stuff like that. But the real thing you want to click on is schedule, film guide, screenings and tickets, and buy all access pass. And I'll show you which each ones do. The schedule is just a very vanilla textual page, a kind of old analog page, where you can get information on each of the films and workshops that we're offering. And if you kind of scroll all the way down, because Noé's film is playing literally on Sunday, October 5th, online for 24 hours. It's the last competition film that we're showing, and you can get basic information there at the very bottom, general information about, driving directions, how to buy tickets, and things like that. And you can go back to menu to get information as well, the welcome page, schedule page, film guide, passes, tickets. So, or you can click one of the buttons above. But for our purposes, we'll just click film guide. And as you work your way through, you can see Welcome to Japan has its own page. And this has got basic information as well here too. But if you want to buy tickets, you absolutely have to go to where it says screenings tickets. And since this is a narrative feature, you click over and you've got Welcome to Japan. You would click on pre-order now. If you've never come to our festival before or bought a ticket, you'll have to register, but it takes about 30 seconds. And then you'll never have to do that again, and you can buy tickets anytime. General admission is $15, and it's a really wonderful film, so I hope you can come and hang out with us. I don't know. Let me just see if there's one more thing. Oh, we're offering 3 free workshops. One is taught by Morgan. It lists me there, but Morgan is doing the teaching. There's an audio recording by our sound guy, Mitch Hiller. And then our lawyer, Stephen C. Schechter, is going to teach the legal aspects of the motion picture business. And those workshops are all free, first come, first served, limited capacity. So click on those red buttons for that, and you can get more information. I want to say thanks to all you guys. Thank you, Morgan, for asking questions. Noé, it's always wonderful to see you. We wish you the best of luck with your new film, and make sure you send us any new films when they're done. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you very much. Thank you for screening it. Thank you.